2021. We will continue the 2021 World Food Travel Association FoodTreX Research Summit with a presentation from Elisabete Figueiredo, which is my best Portuguese for today. This presentation is called A Taste of Portugal, Foreign Consumers and Rural Provenance Food Products. So let's take a trip to Portugal. Elisabete, thank you.
Thank you. I have a PowerPoint. Can I share my screen now? I think so. Should I open already? Good afternoon, everyone. Can you see my PowerPoint?
Yes, we can.
Okay. So before of everything, good afternoon, everyone. My presentation derives from an ongoing project called STRINGS, which is the acronym for selling the rural in urban gourmet stores, in the sense that we will try to see how this selling of the rural in the urban shops can contribute to establish new connections between town and country through the sale and the consumption of these rural food products. This project analyzes several dimensions related to rural provenance food products, mainly related to the commercialization of this products in urban centers, but we also analyze the production dimension, the producers of this type of products, and also the consumers of these products. So in this presentation, I will focus mainly on the foreigner consumers, as the title says, as customers of these shops that we are analyzing. I'm not going to call these foreigner consumers tourists because part of them are also immigrants living in Portugal, long-term or short-term residents, although the most significant part of these foreigner consumers we have surveyed are indeed tourists. So this presentation has as a background the recent increasing in interest and in consumption of these products, of rural provenance food products, and also the growing number, particularly in the last 10 years, at least in Portugal, of specialty food shops. We can also call them gourmet shops that sell these products within urban centers. And with these, they can appeal both to residents and to tourists, and they can also contribute to foster agriculture and rural areas development and attractiveness. I know, and I know that we all are aware that defining provenance food is difficult. It involves normally also the notions of regional, traditional, and authentic food. And of course, there is this strong connection with the territories of origin. Despite this difficulty in defining local food or provenance food, it's true that the analysis of how tourists and how people consume and why people consume this type of food increasingly it has been in recent years a topic of interest from several areas, including tourism, and as also local food has become a part of the tourism of the tourist experience and also of the destination. But despite these, what drives foreign preferences for local food has been relatively underexplored, as together with the representations of these foreigner consumers on different national foods. So this presentation aims precisely to contribute to this topic by exploring how foreigner consumers represent and value Portuguese rural provenance food products, while identifying the determinants of the food choice. This presentation is based on a survey conducted over 1 year between June 2020 and June 2021, targeting the customers of 24 specialty food shops located in 3 Portuguese cities: Lisbon, the capital, Aveiro, and Porto, the second larger city in the country, and Aveiro is a medium-sized city. In this survey, we obtained 1,553 valid questionnaires. Sorry, I forget to put the map. Here you can see the location of the 3 cities, Porto, Aveiro, and Lisbon, and then the location of the shops, 119 shops that we first surveyed. And then from these 119 shops first surveyed, we randomly selected 24 of these shops. And then with the data, we performed a hierarchical cluster analysis. And this hierarchical cluster analysis produced 3 clusters of shops. One cluster, we called them the wine focus, because it includes shops that sell wine and other beverages, but mainly wine. A second cluster called the rural provenance focused, which include the shops that sell rural provenance foods, shops for which the origin is the most important, the origin of the food products. And then the generalist shops that include a diversity of products from a diversity of provenances, including rural provenance foods. As I said, we obtained 1,553 valid questionnaires, but this presentation will focus, as we already know, only on the foreigner customers, which were 373 persons from that bigger sample. Also, in the data collection and in the data analysis, only the consumption of Portuguese food products was considered, even if the shops sell food products from other countries. But our questionnaire was about the consumption of Portuguese food products and not rural provenance food in general. So the questionnaire was prepared both in Portuguese and in English, and it was divided into main parts. One part devoted to the consumers to obtain that data about the socio-demographic profile of the consumers, and another part related to the consumption of these products, the products acquired, the frequency of acquisition, the region of origin within the country of these products, the reasons to acquire them, the representations people have about these products, among other things. These foreigner respondents were inquired at the shop, mainly. Only a few replied online. I have to say that between June 2020 and June 2021, we had one lockdown imposed by the pandemic situation, of course, and over these 1 year, data was collected in a very intermittent manner because of the lockdowns and of the impositions of the government. But the majority of the questionnaires, we applied them at the shops. These respondents were inquired in 21 out of the 24 shops, 4 of them in Aveiro, 7 in Lisbon, and 9 shops in the city of Porto. Regarding respondents' profile, they are mainly women, mainly between 31 and 40 and 61 and 70 years old. They have the majority of them have a university degree, mainly graduation, but also a master level. They are mainly married persons or cohabiting. And in terms of income, monthly income of the household, the most frequent income is above 3,001 euro. These foreigner consumers we surveyed, they came from all over the continent, the planet, the world, with also a variety of countries represented here, as we can see in the map. But we have mainly people from Brazil, France, Angola, Spain, and Germany, and less, but still significantly, from the Netherlands, from Mozambique, Poland, United Kingdom, and also from Italy. Interestingly, these different nationalities seem to match, of course, diverse socioeconomic profiles. For instance, I'm not going to talk about all the differences, but for instance, while Brazilians and people from Angola monthly income range from 600 to 1,800 euros, French and Germans revenue is generally more than 3,001 euro. Also, Brazilian and Spanish consumers include more youngsters up to 30 years old, while German and French consumers are generally older persons. But regardless of their nationality, respondents tend to work in professions related to intellectual and scientific activities, as well as in personal services and in commerce services. In terms of the main results, 67.6% of these respondents purchase Portuguese rural provenance products in a sporadic way, also related to their time of visit in the country. And they buy these products especially in shops from the rural provenance focused and the generalist clusters. This is, of course, due to the type of products they bought. Wine is the product they bought more often, followed by cheese, and also with less percentage, traditional sausages, olive oil, vegetables, bread, and honey that correspond more or less to what we think about what are the Portuguese products. When we think about Portuguese food, often we think about these projects. These products came from I will not say all over Portugal because it's not quite true, but they came from different regions of the country, as we can see in this map, mainly from the north region and the center region. The north region, mainly because of Trás-os-Montes, which is a well-known region for olive oil, but mainly for wine. This is a region that includes the Douro wine region. Then we have the center region of the country, mainly the area of Beira Interior, which includes Serra da Estrela area, which is quite famous for cheese. And then Alentejo, with much less representation, Alentejo, also a well-known region for wine and olive oil, and with the less significance, the region of Lisbon, mainly the area of Ribatejo and the Oeste for the vegetables and fruits, and then Açores, and without representation, Algarve and Madeira. In terms of the words used in terms of the representations or the images people associate with the Portuguese food or rural provenance food, we ask in the questionnaire for the people to use 3 words to describe the products, this type of products. And this cloud, although it is in Portuguese, but I'm sure some words you can understand. This star cloud includes all the words used by the people to describe this type of products. And we can see that quality is the word more often used to describe these products, followed by the products themselves, like cheese, wine, these traditional sausages, and then by some sensorial aspects of the products, like the taste, the appearance, the freshness, and although less, the origin, the Portuguese origin of these products. We grouped these words into categories, as we can see in this table. And we can see that the mention to specific products was the references by the majority of the people, followed by the quality aspects and by the sensorial and organoleptic features of these products. Here we included also the distinctive character of these products, the authentic character, also environmental, that they are more natural, or they are produced in a more sustainable way. Also, we include here nostalgia, the family ties with this type of products, etc. It is also interesting to note that among these representations, there is almost no reference to the products being accessible or expensive in terms of the price of the products, which suggests that this is not a central aspect when it comes to Portuguese food products or the consumers' representations of these products. Also here we can find some differences accordingly to the nationality of the consumer. While Brazilians and the Spanish consumers tend to evoke more the products themselves, so wine, cheese, etc. French, and to a less extent also Germans, tend to emphasize more the quality of the products and the sensorial aspects of the products. We also asked people, we present a list of criteria, and we ask people to rate from 1 to 5 the importance of these criteria when they buy Portuguese rural provenance food products. And as we can see, also taste, appearance, freshness, and Portuguese origin, the fact that these products are produced in Portugal, were the main reference aspects, or the better classified aspects. Although as we can see, all these criteria are rated above 3 points, so above the middle of this scale from 1 to 5. And this suggests that all these aspects are important aspects when buying food, so to determine the choices of people while buying food. But there are some aspects less important, like the fact that the products are advertised on mass media or on social media, the knowledge of the producers, the knowledge of the brands of the products, and the fact that people can buy these products in their residency area, and also to know these products previously. So these are the less important, although still important, less important aspects that people consider when buying or choose some products to, not some products, but these particular products to buy. I'm about to end, but regarding this interest on rural provenance food, we can say that this interest may also be inferred from the fact that amongst those consumers, this interest can also be inferred from the fact that some of these consumers have visited rural areas, Portuguese rural areas, in the last 3 years. And from this amount of people, 87.1% enrolled in gastronomy and wine tasting activities, while 69.2% bought food products locally produced. And also These results are strengthened by the fact that 34.7% of the foreigner consumers surveyed have already visited Portuguese rural areas just to buy or to taste food and beverages locally produced, mainly in regions such as Trás-os-Montes in the north, Alentejo and Beira Interior, the region I already mentioned before as the origin of the products bought, especially regions that are well known for producing these traditional products. To conclude, I think that the empirical evidence that I present here very briefly suggests that foreigner consumers, although with some minor differences accordingly to their different nationalities, especially value traditional Portuguese products, and that their quality, their taste, their appearance, freshness, and provenance stand out both as representations, as images that people produce about our food, and also as food choice determinants. I also would like to stress that these shops, the shops that sell this type of products in the urban centers, they have a paramount role in fostering the interest of consumers, tourists and non-tourists, for the Portuguese rural provenance food products, because the shops are touristic attractions themselves within the urban centers. They bring the rural into the city to these food products. These shops are also showcases of the food products with a direct connection with rural territories, with the origin of the products, and therefore they can act as a vehicle for promoting both the products, but also the areas of origin of the products at both national and international levels. And finally, when buying some products in the shops, the international customers may recommend these products to friends and family. They may bring these products as gifts for the family and friends to taste. And of course, this can also induce the interest and the will to visit Portugal and to visit the rural territories that produce this kind of products. Very briefly, in terms of limitations of this presentation or study, the first is the small sample without many information on the type of the foreigner persons surveyed. And also the fact that the project, as I told you about in the beginning, the Strings project, it is not about foreigner consumers, but about all the consumers of rural provenance food products that are customers of the shops we are analyzing in the project. So the focus of the project was not is not on foreigner consumers, but of course that these results may perhaps open some opportunities, some research opportunities to further investigate not only the representations of these consumers, but also to understand in depth their practices, their also their travel habits in Portugal, the relation of these travel practices or behaviors with food and wine, among other aspects. And really to conclude, I think that some data I present here and some analysis I presented here, it might be also applied to other Southern European countries like Italy, Spain, or Greece, which share, as you know, many similarities with Portugal in terms of diet, in terms of agricultural productions, in terms of the products, although different, they have some similarities, and also in terms of agriculture and rural areas transformation over the years, and in terms of consumption practices of this type of food products. So I finish by thanking you. Thank you for your attention. Muito obrigada. And if you would like to know more about this project and our results in this dimension and in the other dimensions, you can visit us at this website page. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Elisabete. That was very thorough and detailed and great research. Several people have asked if they could have either the presentation by email or contact you about it. Can you put your email address into the chat window for us?
I will select everyone or hosts and
just host everyone, absolutely everyone.
As I said, yes.
So we'll do that since we don't have time for questions here, but Elisabete is willing to put her email in there. Perfect, it's in the chat box there for us, so everyone can copy that down. And yeah, I love this idea. Our research for the World Food Travel Association showed that almost 2/3 of travelers bought food products to take home or to give as gifts. And I think this really is a great case study for how a country can use its retail to help promote its products. And I see all these synergies now. I'm sure you're working on that between the rural areas and these.
The shops.
Yeah, wonderful. You're getting a lot of applause in the chat box. So thank you so much for the presentation. And we'll be back in about 2 minutes with the next. Thank you so much, Elisabete.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye-bye.